But like, are you really telling me that the past few years that I spent living in a cramped college dorm eating
Bad.
college food, crying like it was literally my day job, is the best life has to offer? That's it? It just goes downhill from here? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I graduated last week. I'm a whole adult now, I guess. At least that's what people tell me. I feel the exact same. And because it's graduation season, like I said, I graduated and my two younger brothers are also going to be graduating as well. I've been kind of reflecting a lot on it in general, and I recently watched two videos, one by Nicole Raff.
I tried, I'm sorry.
And another by Hannah Elise, where they kind of talked about their college experiences, and that has also kind of caused me to further reflect. And I mean, I don't know, like when I say college experience, we all have the same idea, I'm sure. Like the typical golden years where you're at the top of your prime and everything is beautiful, and you look back at that time in 30 years when you're older and you just wish you were young and dumb and beautiful again, and it's this whole thing. But like, are you really telling me that the past few years that I spent living in a cramped college dorm eating shitty
Bad.
college food, crying like it was literally my day job, is the best life has to offer?
That's it? It just goes downhill from here?
Is that what's supposed to happen? I feel like the concept of a college experience is pretty dated. I mean, even in Urban Dictionary, as a time of growth and literally the best time of your life, which it isn't. It really isn't. The average college student isn't that well off. You don't really have a place that's your own. And if you do have a place off campus, it's usually kind of small, maybe a little run down. You're stressed out all the time. Like, it's such a stereotype, and I feel like now the college experience is so much more fluid and diverse than it used to be. There are people who do it online. There are people who had to live at home for their senior year because of an international pandemic, but let's not even talk about that. Let's not even get into it. Also, like, why am I pointing at myself as if I'm the only one whose last year and change was interrupted? Oh my God. And my college experience wasn't amazing, but it also wasn't like awful. I think it was really middle of the road. There would be no coming of age Netflix movie made about it. There wouldn't even be a straight to TV movie made about it. Like, it just was what it was. And I think that's okay. I think that college shouldn't be this whole thing that we build up in our heads like we do, at least I did. And then when it is just you literally going to school, you're disappointed about it. You know what I mean? But let's start at the beginning. I went to my first year of college, September 2018. My family and I got a U-Haul. We drove up from Virginia to New York, and I was starting the beginning of the rest of my life. You know the whole thing. I started crying, just a little bit. And my uncle said,
Stop crying. You're an adult.
I love that man, but he was just like, come on, man, you gotta stop. But after I dried my tears, I met some friends, and the first semester of my freshman year was quite simply unparalleled. It was iconic. But then second semester freshman year was just like a ton of bricks. I think that's really the only way to describe it. I went home for winter break and came back, and things just like weren't the same. I felt like I wasn't really clicking with the group of friends that I made as well. I felt like I was kind of just like kicking my feet in place almost. Like I was doing well on paper. Academically, I think I got like a 3.8 something my freshman year. I got a Fortune 500 internship my first summer out of college. I was one of like seven or eight students to be flown from my program to Kansas City. Like I was doing so well on paper, but your girl was struggling. I was crying on the down low. Like I said, day job. Wait, let me just like side note. Crying in a college dorm is the worst.
Because you share everything.
I have one very vivid memory of freshman year needing to cry, walking into my dorm room, about to let the tears fall, and my roommate was in there. I didn't know her like that, so I was not trying to cry in front of her. So I went to the bathroom and locked myself in a stall and sobbed silently while people flushed the toilets and used the showers and washed their hands around me. Yeah, definitely not my brightest point. But I think that right there is like an example of literally just like such a high and such a low. I had such a great time first semester. Second semester was, like I said, it was something, that's for sure. And honestly, like my college experience was summed up by a lot. Let's where do I even start? We've got the absolute garbage cafeteria food. I'm a vegetarian. I have been since I was 13. Going to this campus as a vegetarian, it was almost impossible. The options I had were like the salad bar, which I don't know about you, but after my 15th consecutive day of eating salads for lunch, I got tired of them. Or like really bad veggie burgers, a sandwich with just vegetables and cheese. The protein sources were definitely lacking, unless you count the overcooked hard-boiled eggs. But yeah, that was definitely a bit of a hurdle. We all got sick of it. One of my friends, he bit into a mozzarella stick at lunchtime once, and it was hollow, which I didn't know was a thing. I didn't know that could happen. Let's say he got like 8. He bit into all of them, and there was like 3 that had cheese in them. How does that even happen? Also, the dorms themselves were very questionable. We had fire alarms all the time. The dorm I lived in for my sophomore year didn't even have a kitchen in the building, but if I wanted to cook anything, I had to go to the freshman dorm. Campus was really small. Campus life definitely got a little bit dead. But I'm not even gonna sit here and completely just say that I had an awful college experience. Like I said, it was pretty middle of the road. There were so many things that I also absolutely loved. For one, we were right on the Hudson, so we got the the most beautiful, there we go, view of the sun setting over the water. Gorgeous. I had so many wonderful opportunities. I graduated in 3 years. I was able to get tons of scholarships, so I have no debt. I did take out a loan, but I managed to pay it all off because of my internships and my work. Hi, let me just really quickly check my privilege right there. I don't know why I made it sound like I did it all on my own. Yes, I did get a good number of scholarships, and yes, I did take out a loan freshman year, which I did end up paying because of my internships, but my dad also did help me pay for 2 of the 3 years of my college. And while I did pay the last year on my own because of scholarships and everything, I can't pretend like that didn't happen, so I don't know why I didn't mention that, but I'm just making it known. Like I said, was flown to Kansas City. I had 2 wonderful Fortune 500 internships, which led to my full-time job. Like, I cannot sit here and say that I had an awful experience. I did, in fact, have such great things happen to me. On top of that, I met wonderful people. Not to say that all of those friendships lasted forever, but I exited that school with relationships that I literally wouldn't trade for the world. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. I love you. Also, I got to go to Spain. And then also the fact that I was right next to New York City was a definite bonus. And that's the thing. I think that the college experience is multifaceted. At the end of the day, my college experience was nobody else's but my own. That's okay. I made of it what I can, and I really think that college is a means to an end. Like, you don't have to absolutely love every part of your time there, because I sure did not. Let's make that very clear. But I do think that because of it, I came out a better person. I'm not the same person that I was 3 years ago, or even last year. Oh my God. I have changed so much in the last year. But I do think that part of that change has been because of my experience with the people that I met and the things I've had to do and the mental breakdowns I've experienced. I can only speak for myself, but I will say that I've had these conversations with some of my friends who have the same sentiment, where it's like, it could have been better, for sure. It was what it was.
And now I'm in debt.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I hope that some of what I said resonated with someone, even if it was just one person. But take it easy, girlies, and I will see you next week.